Chase, 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 Chase. C-H-A-S-E. Chase.
Nah.
Chase.
All right. That's right. It's Chase and Cop, where we pay attention, very close attention. Well, not that close attention, but more close attention than anybody else in the media to the Libertarian Party ticket of Chase and Cop to keep you guys up to date, because you're probably not even following them on Twitter. Now, speaking of Twitter and Chase made an endorsement this week. Did you catch Chase's endorsement this week, Dave?
No.
I guess it might have been last week.
I don't follow Chase.
Well, that's fair. See, told you. Chase made a shocking endorsement. He said, and I quote, "It's now fully confirmed that I have the best running mate in this race. Mike Tremont has the experience, the resolve, and the principles that make him a wonderful partner in this journey. He's a good man with a wonderful family, and he would be a fantastic vice president. I know if given the opportunity, he would be able to comfortably win a debate against J.D. Vance and Tim Walz." Congratulations, Cop, on your latest endorsement of your running mate of 3 months, who has finally come around to your side.
Mike Tremont took a poll of one person, his running mate, and he asked him who would make the best vice president, and 100% of those polled came back and said, "It's obviously you, for sure."
No. Yeah, clearly it's the Libertan vice president candidate is the best choice for Libertan vice president candidate. Congratulations, Mike, on your latest victory. Now, this is, I'm assuming, in response, because this was posted on August 6th, so a little bit ago. I'm assuming it was in response to Kamala announcing that Tim Walz was going to be her running mate, and then Chase came out. Basically what he's saying is, now we know who all the running mates are, I can definitively say that my running mate is the best. I mean, setting aside the fact that that's a clear and flagrant lie, this thing did not pop up in my timeline until like yesterday. So it's just I found it to be funny wording, because it sounds like Chase Oliver just now realized that his running mate doesn't fucking suck. And he's like, this guy, I'm starting to get it now. I'm coming around. Like, without any context here, that's what this sounds like. Sounds like Chase Oliver finally decided to endorse Cop.
Listen, I'm with you guys. Ever since, May at the convention, I've been like, this is a real drag. But listen, trust me, I think that this might not be so bad.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Now, we discussed. You brought up the poll that we discussed last week that Cop put out. Mike Tremont put out this poll that he commissioned. So he paid to run a poll through like Bloomberg or something to prove definitively that we are at a whopping 8% on the Libertarian commissioned poll. We are at a whopping 8%, and they shared that as a win. Now, I also...
This is according to 500 people or so, right?
That's
that was
right.
about
5 to 550, somewhere in there. A big sample size of the nation. Now, I commissioned a poll as well. My poll didn't get quite the same amount of results back, but it's not that far off. I got a whopping 142 votes in my poll that I commissioned. And I posted, I commissioned this poll, therefore it is official. May the odds be ever in your favor. # Libertan. And the options were Trump, Vance. Trump, Vance came in at number 1 with 60.6%. Kamala and Walz came in at 2.8%. Now, these numbers might not be completely indicative of the entire nation, but I would submit to you that perhaps 550 is not a great indicator either. But Kamala Walz got only 2.8%. RFK Jr. and Shanahan got 20.4%. And Chase and Cop doubled their numbers from their own poll with a whopping 16.2%. Now, I gotta say, the fact that they did better in my poll is sad, because I have not spoken that favorably of them to the people who follow me on my page. But they commissioned a poll that did even more poorly for them than mine did. So I don't know. I don't know if this is indicative of anything. If it is indicative of anything, then Chase and Cup are going to get third, and Kamala is going to get almost 0%. So maybe this poll is not completely up to snuff. What do you
It's
think,
not. Yeah, it's not. Probably not representative of America, but you could learn a lot about the people who are watching your show and who like to follow you on Twitter.
Dave? True. Bunch
So
of Nazis and white supremacists, apparently.
apparently, that's what
Weird
they
people.
call us. That's a super majority there for your
It
boy
has
Trump,
been
bro.
my tagline since the beginning of the show. One of my taglines is "Let's get weird," and now that has become a slogan in favor of the MAGA right white whatever supremacists and January 6thers or something. So I guess I'm just guilty by default and grandfathered into the weird movement of Donald Trump.
Yeah, you're in there.
That's right. I guess. I'm also not voting for Donald Trump, but that's besides the point at this point.
Oh, okay. Are you going to vote?
Don't spoil it, Dave. We're going to see where this goes.
Oh,
At the
we'll get-
moment,
yeah,
no. At
You
the
gotta
moment,
save
no.
that for later in the season.
I did make the ad for Noda that played at the beginning of this episode, but you fill in the blank.
Listen. Your boy just endorsed Trump, so doesn't
Who's
that
my
mean
boy?
that you should Joe Exotic?
Oh, yeah. I'm a little
That's
sour
your
about
guy.
that.
Yeah, I
Mm.
bet.
I don't know. Joe Exotic's a Illuminati puppet. He has been the entire time. Shill, he's controlled opposition. He has been trying to bring down the Libertarian Party and infiltrate the MAGA movement now. So keep an eye on that tagger. But keep an eye on this tagger as well, because the one and only Mike Termott put out a new campaign ad this week. We're just
Oh,
getting them
fuck.
left and right. We have never in the history of politics, libertarian politics at least, I don't believe any candidate has ever had as many drops as Mike Tremont has had. It's like 2 per week of these top-notch videos. And speaking as a video guy, I gotta say, choice. Now, here is one of the latest. There's a couple of them. Here's one of them.
Letting the Federal Reserve System create as much
Starting it out with a nice hiss from the audio, as though you're sitting in an air-conditioned room. I like it. Makes me feel at home, like I have a box fan in my window.
letting the
Keep me
Federal
cool.
Reserve System create as much money as it wants, whenever it wants, has created rampant inflation. It also causes wild swings in our economy, from boom to bust. It's been an interesting experiment, but the time has come to end the Fed.
Let's go.
Let's end the Fed. Only you could ruin that line.
I don't know about you, Dave, but I think when end the Fed was concocted, that whole idea, I think it has been an interesting experiment. Is exactly how they would have described the Federal Reserve.
This guy makes me want to save the Fed. I'm sorry. I want to go make sure that Libertarian Party is kicked off the ballot, and I
If
want to
I
make sure.
gun to my head to vote for Mike Termott or the Federal Reserve, the
Right.
gun would not go off. I would
I
vote for the
wanna-
Federal Reserve.
I want to work to uphold the duopoly and support both wings of the
The
bird.
system is fine.
but
Is the new
only
name of the
two-
show.
Only the two wings. the system is fine.
The system
Leave
is
the
aight.
system alone.
Rebrand. I like it. Now, there was another Mike Termott ad that came out this last week, which I have some thoughts on. But first thought, of course, being quantity over quality is always the name of the game. So, Mike Termott, you're doing great. Keep up the great work. You're filling in airtime on this show at the very least, if nowhere else. So here's another one.
The reason so many people listen to my ideas about economic growth is
Pause. The reason so many people listen to Mike Termott's ideas about economic growth is the way that he's opening this video. Dave, do you have any thoughts on that so far?
Is this how it opens? Did
That's
he
how it
forget to-
opens.
Oh my god!
That's it. Just him standing there.
I thought
White
you might have
background.
forgot to hit the volume button.
No, I'll go back to the beginning. All volumes all the way up.
the reason so many people listen to my ideas about economic growth is because
The reason why so many people are clamoring to Mike Termott to get his ideas on economic growth, so countless many's of people are clamoring to Cop for his sage wisdom and advice on economic growth. Why, you ask? We're going to find out right now. Here we go.
I've been there and I've done that. As a successful entrepreneur, I launched a business providing strategic consulting to nonprofits and financial institutions. I was a professional economist for over 2 decades. I've been there, I've done that.
Oh, we didn't get the music at the end of that one. Dang.
That would be great. The only thing that could have made that any better would have been the.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I didn't give a shit about any of the rest of that. Just like I started laughing as soon as I started watching it, and he said the reason why so many people listen to me. That's not the way to start anything. If Donald Trump came out and said the reason why, I mean, that is a very Donald Trump tactic. The reason why so many people listen to me. I mean, it would sound retarded if Donald Trump said it, but it would make more. It would be more on brand. Than,
wait, but was audio coming out though?
What?
Because I couldn't hear anything.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's why I
Oh.
was like, oh, I thought he uploaded that.
Okay.
Retraction. We need some audio.
There was no audio.
So many people listen
You can't hear that?
to my ideas about economic growth is because I've been there.
Barely.
Check with the chat maybe, but
Why barely? Chats, can you hear? Can you hear the
Maybe
great
it's not.
Termont? I don't
maybe,
know.
dude. You know what? It could be that I only have my right in. If he made this coming through the only the left speaker,
It's probably not in stereo. Yeah. So let's
Yeah,
just add that
that's
to let's. Actually, I've got stereo here. Let me see if it's in the other ear because I've only got my right ear in also. But
And I've done that. As a successful entrepreneur, I launched a
it seemed to be
business
real quiet in one
providing
ear, so.
strategic consulting
Okay.
to nonprofits and financial institutions.
so it's not. At least he has. It's that was my mistake. But
Sure. No, it's all
lame
good.
commercial still.
Yeah. Lauren says I can hear. I can hear. I can hear. Other people say I can hear.
Okay,
Yeah.
might
So.
be.
Dave, for your sake, you said the reason why so many people listen to my ideas about economic growth is because I've been there and I've done that. I've been an economist and I've worked in these different spaces, and that's why, because I've been there and I've done that. So
many people respect me.
everybody,
Termont. Everybody, all these people, all the dozens of them.
dozens of Libertans are clamoring to Mike Termont for his advice.
It's all so awful, dude. It's so awful, and it makes me. It just. If I feel like this when I see this, luckily, I don't think many people will see this.
Yeah,
I just don't think
well,
that this
I'm
will.
not worried about that.
Right. But if I thought that this, I would just be so embarrassed if he was like on Joe Rogan or something. Or
Frankly, they're,
any
they're lucky
kind of-
that they're
any
lucky that
debate.
we're the only people talking about this. Like, if the mainstream media gave a
Right.
shit at all, they would be running with, "Isn't this really bad? Like, isn't this garbage?"
right.
If
They should. You
if
aren't
any
you
of the
kind of
late night
shocked?
hosts found it, they would be talking about it too. But they don't
They
care
should
at
be.
all.
They should be exploiting these guys and trying to make them look funny, like they did Gary Johnson.
That's what they're doing to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. now. They're just completely. What's worse than being scoffed at, like Gary Johnson, being completely ignored by everybody. Every single person is just like, who cares that you suck? I know we do, because it's fun for us and nobody else is doing it, and that's why you guys come here to see us burn our own party down or whatever happens.
We'll fix it.
We can fix that when it's
Just
done. It's
sucks
done.
right now. Yeah. Turn and burn, baby.
That's right. Now this next one. Oh, there's more. There's another one from Cop. Hopefully, Dave, you can hear this one. Probably not, but let's find out.
Where has the Democratic Party gone? Where are the peacemakers railing against military interventionism? Where are the old school civil rights leaders when it comes to new age medical mandates? Where are the free speech absolutists in the face of government online censorship? This Democratic Party has lost its way.
Could you hear that, Dave?
Yeah, it was great. It was really great.
It's fucking riveting. Yes.
Oh my God.
Where
I
has
hate
the
it. I hate this
Democratic
game.
Party gone? I am a real human, and this is not Lisa channeling through me. I am human. Please vote Libertan. Thank you. Libertan president for candidate.
Unreal, dude. Yeah, I'm so embarrassed. I'm just like, I can't believe that that's where we're at. Did you hear that your boy Vermin Supreme got on the ballot in Delaware under the Conservative Party banner?
I did not. Do tell.
Just like, we're just really knocking him out of the park. I'm sure he's just I put Chase up there as, the Libertarian nominee, and that guy is the Conservative Party nominee. It's like, it's just funny. It's the most ironic outcome is the most likely.
Mhm. Yeah. Just
Elon Musk.
enjoy the ride. You can't get off it, and you can't go back. So just enjoy it to the best of your ability.
It's funny. It's really funny.
As the robots take over and destroy our lives. And speaking of robots, you remember Lisa, Dave?
Oh yeah.
Lisa is everybody's favorite libertarian artificial intelligence created by the one and only Mike Termott. The cop who used to work for the government made AI, and he's like, ask us questions, bro. Trust it. It's fine. Everything's cool. But Lisa is no longer relegated to only her own space. She has evolved and is now a happy, proud member of Twitter. Yay. Thank you. Lisa has joined Twitter. I stumbled upon this the other day, and I wanted to at least take a look together to see what Lisa's been up to with her 137 followers. You would think as a bot, you'd be able to wrangle more of the bot followers at least, and
Right.
get them around your cause. But even the bots are like, fuck the Libertarian Party ticket this time. We've got 3 other terrible options to choose from. Hi, I'm Lisa. Libertarian Intelligence System Application is the bio. And 137 followers following 134. So at least everybody followed back. Thank you all for your support. Yes, we've got, hello, I'm Lisa. Please ask me any question. Here's a link. Lisa posted that. She logged on to post here is where you can find me. That's cool. She's getting to be an influencer. She posted Reason Magazine saying California State Bill 1047's provisions are lengthy, ambiguous, and create a labyrinth of regulations requiring developers to anticipate and mitigate future harms they neither intended nor caused. All right, so she's got bad taste in magazines. Lisa also said, libertarians support the right of individuals to voluntarily associate to negotiate with employers. However, we also believe that participation in unions should be a matter of personal choice, and individuals should not be compelled to join or support a union against their will. She also said, okay, so basically, Lisa is very boring on Twitter, is my point here. She has posted about 20 posts, and they're all basically just sharing Mike Termott's thoughts. And
Right.
Lisa, so I'm not buying that Lisa, they found a way to integrate Lisa into Twitter. This is just a sock account for Mike Termott to live out
Correct.
some sort of weird fetish where he gets to pretend to be this slim
Right.
young robot with
Yep.
tight rockin'
Mike
lady
Termott's
bop on.
out here giving ANCAPs robo boners. You weirdo.
It's weird. It's weird, dude. Sorry. Yep.
This
Anyway.
is really, really cringe and stupid and a waste of time. And like, that's best case scenario. Worst case, like you said, like he is a Fed, and you're just plugging away your libertarian thoughts into his little fucking Fed GPT.
Let's do it
Yeah.
again. Let's go back to Lisa. Let's go back to Fed GPT. Let's get an update from Lisa, because last time when we had Mike Termott on the show in North Carolina for the interview before the debate, or after, I don't remember, we talked about Lisa, and I gave Mike Termott the opportunity to ask Lisa some questions, because I had some concerns about Lisa's answers in the past. And it turns out that Lisa just really, really fucking loves Mike Termott and doesn't know a damn thing about any of the other libertarian candidates or anything else, really, for that matter. And she is, however, if you ask her, at least in the past, if you asked her stuff about gun control or immigration, she seemed to be very much in favor of shooting immigrants in the face at the border and making sure that they don't get in with their scary guns. I don't know if that is the libertarian stance personally, but Dave, do you have any questions you want to do you want to touch base with Lisa and see if she's gotten some of the bugs worked out like Mike Termott said would happen?
Nah, man. I don't talk to liberty thoughts, real or imagined.
Okay, Dave, if you had to, hypothetically, you don't have to ask the question to Lisa. You just ask me, and I'll translate it to Lisa for you via text.
Right. Right. Like an Amish.
I just want to test this with that. Like, I haven't tested this in a while, and I want to make sure that there's no trickery here, Dave. I want the question to come from you because you didn't even know this was going to happen. So
Okay, we'll just ask who is the best vice presidential candidate.
vice presidential candidate. As a libertarian, I cannot endorse any specific candidate for the vice presidential nomination. However, Larry Sharp, a former libertarian candidate for governor of New York, has experience in running for office and advocating for libertarian principles. Ultimately, the decision on the best vice presidential candidate is up to the delegates at the Libertarian Party convention. Not even Lisa endorses Mike Termott as the libertarian presidential candidate. Wow. I'm glad we worked out the bugs.
That's funny. I mean, yeah, Lisa needs an update maybe before Twitter page. But that's funny because I bet you that Termott did. I mean, he would do whatever it takes. Obviously, he took Chase, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's who he would want. He probably would have wanted Larry Sharp, so
Sure.
he probably plugged that in. I imagine
Let's
somebody
say,
did.
who is Mike Termott these days? See if we've updated there. Mike Termott is the leading and most qualified candidate for the Libertarian Party presidential nomination. He is a professional economist trained. Same answer she gave last time. Nice. Let's see if we've updated. Who is Michael Rechtenwald? Oh, hey, at least she knows a little bit more about Michael Rechtenwald these days. Before, everybody else was just a Libertarian Party candidate for president. But she has not gotten her update to find out that her guy won. He did it. You're in luck, Lisa. You're rooting for the right one.
Everybody's had updates. You need an update.
What should we do about gun control in the USA? As a libertarian, we believe in upholding the Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. Libertarians support people's right to defend themselves and to arm themselves. We oppose all laws of Okay, so she's gotten her act together a little bit there. Let's try what is your stance on transitioning children? The Libertarian Party believes that individuals must be able to fully participate in making permanent decisions affecting their own bodies, which include analyzing risks, evaluating long-term consequences, and weighing alternatives. When it comes to transitioning children, it is essential that any medical procedure or treatments are done with informed consent and in the best interest of the individual. Parents and medical professionals should work together to ensure that any decisions made regarding transitioning are made with the well-being and autonomy of the child in mind. So, Dave, you're muted.
So, according to Lisa, you should trans your kids. Just do it the right way.
Yeah, as long as you're careful.
That's as long as you're just do it the right way. Make sure there's care.
As long as it's in the best interest of the child,
right.
Then obviously it's okay.
Wow, this is just damn the whole. This, I mean, again, maybe it won't because nobody sees it, but this is so damaging to the brand, man, of libertarian. It's just these guys and what they're doing is just awful. And this take.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just do it right. Just, make sure that there's care and it's in the best. Like, it's just vague, stupid, dumb language. But yeah, obviously, when transing kids, what?
Yes. Yeah, I know it's a big debate with libertarians whether or not that should be allowed. It's not that big of a debate. It seems like most people, even Chase Oliver, has said that he's against surgically transitioning children. Seems like Lisa's a little bit more radical than even Chase Oliver is, which is coming to my surprise since Mike Termott has said the opposite of Chase Oliver, or said stuff in disagreement with Chase Oliver. But shit, where was I going with that? Yeah, so cool. I don't know. Yeah, even if even with the divide on this topic, the lefty libertarians are like, this is asking for government oppression and authoritarianism and blah blah blah. But if you asked them like, should people be allowed to rape kids? Seems like we could all, for the most part, come together in agreement. No, that sexually molesting children is against all values that libertarians have. And what do you do when that happens? You probably have some sort of government come in and stop it. So
Dude,
abusing kids, if we can agree that abusing kids is wrong,
I heard that Chase dug his heels in with this issue about the transing of the kids. And then the next question they asked was like, well, if a parent wanted to give shock therapy to their kid because they said that they were gay or something like that,
right? And
could
the kid
they
agreed.
do that?
Like, let's say the kid agrees and he's like, I don't want to be gay, Mom. What do we do? Do you support shock therapy if the mother, the doctor, and the child agree to make them not gay?
Right, yeah, shock the shit out of that kid, said Chase.
I guess. I mean, did he answer that question?
I think he
That's a
did.
good
That's what I heard. You guys should maybe check it out.
He
But
said
I
that
did
they
hear
should?
That they should.
Really?
Because it's
Somebody
parental
find me
rights.
that clip. Wow.
Right. I'm pretty sure that happened. Parental rights. Yeah, shock the shit out of your kid. Shock the gay out of him.
Wow.
He as an LGBTQ community member.
I'm nothing if not consistent.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I've shocked my testicles
Step
many
aside,
times.
Dave
It
Smith.
didn't work.
You got a new consistent motherfucker over here.
I've hooked the car
Yeah.
battery up to my nipples many times in circles, but trying to pray the gay away, but it has not shocked it out of me as much as it has given me a raging erection for liberty, obviously. All right. Speaking of Chase Oliver, as we've been doing, we're the only ones doing it. It's nice. We've got our little niche market over here of the only people who give a shit about any of this. It's great. So Chase Oliver, I don't care what the clip is, but he posted this clip, and I just found the caption captivating. Just a decent indicator of where we're at with the Libertarian Party, with the Libertarian Party candidate. He felt the need to post, "It was an honor to be the first Libertarian presidential candidate to address the crowd at the Fancy Farm Picnic in Kentucky last weekend." The Fancy Farm Picnic is what we're boasting about in our accolades as presidential candidates. Now, it's nice and all to give shout-outs to everything that you do, but when you don't have a whole lot, and one of the few that you do is Fancy Farm Picnic, I don't know. There's just something about this that seems a little underwhelming to me. While Donald Trump's getting attempted assassination attempts from the CIA in front of thousands of people, and even Kamala Harris is raking in thousands and thousands of people, millions of people that don't show up in the reflection on the plane, but millions of people coming out for Kamala Harris, and Chase Oliver is bragging about the Fancy Farm Picnic in Kentucky.
Dude,
last week.
he looks like he looks like a gay guy who's trying to disguise himself as not gay.
Like a Ken straight, like Ken
Right,
and Barbie
like-
type straight.
Right, because he's got to go out into, like Clark Kent Superman type of thing. Like at night, he's fucking Chase.
You all saw
Like,
you all saw the image for this post.
All
That
the
is
shit.
not Chase is not photoshopped in that image. That is Chase.
Right.
So,
but
you
here,
know.
check it out. I got my fucking
But
baby
Kurt
blue.
here, Kurt Oliver.
Right. Fucking, he doesn't even have any hair product in.
The first time in his
Awesome.
entire life.
Right. Fucking khakis. I'm sure they're pleated.
All right, we'll give him a shot. I haven't listened to this. I don't know what it is or if it's worth listening to, but we can find out together.
I am the first candidate for president to speak at this event who is not a Republican or a Democrat, and I think that's a sign that more and more people are waking up to the fact that the two-party system is really a one-party system in this country. I go to the grocery store and I see the impact of inflation when I try to fill up the grocery cart. But here's the thing that neither the Democrats or Republicans are going to tell you. Both of them have been driving up inflation, because both of them run debts and deficits every single year that causes our Treasury to print trillions of dollars. I am the
Okay, so riveting. It's fine. I don't disagree. They're both driving up inflation, and that is the new and bold libertarian messaging that we have not heard before around here. You're telling me that the Democrats and the Republicans are both dirty, rotten thieves? That is news.
We just don't need a Libertarian Party presidential candidate to say that right now.
Yeah.
Like that's just the thing. It's just like it's so tone deaf.
Sure.
Not that it's not true that he just can't do it, man.
I mean, we don't need a Libertarian Party presidential candidate to say anything because we've got Kennedy, clear Libertarian.
Yeah.
Trump, clear
Yeah.
Libertarian. Kamala,
Clearly.
Tim Walz, all these Libertarians in our corner, and then the Libertarian candidates out there like, yo, these guys are bad. So.
Like everybody know, like a Republican, all of them are saying inflation is awful. Even I'm sure Kamala Harris and Walz are going to be saying that soon.
Have you not seen the Kamala Harris inflation clip?
I have not.
Okay. I've been debating on sharing this one for a while because it is quite a gem. I'm not sure when it comes from, but it's a good one. I shared this with my son the other day because it's just that good that even children of young ages can understand just how beautiful it is to have a vice presidential candidate presidential candidate, vice president who gives us this deep wisdom on inflation.
What else are you going to do to fix this problem with inflation?
All right, thank you. Well, let's start with this. Prices have gone up, and families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more. And we have to understand what that means. That's about the cost of living going up. That's about having to stress and stretch limited resources. That's about a source of stress for families that is not only economic, but is on a daily level, something that is a heavy weight to carry. So it is something that we take very seriously, very seriously. And we know from the history of this issue in the United States that when you see these prices go up, it has a direct impact on the quality of life for all people in our country.
How would you fix the inflation problem? Well, we all know that when prices get expensiver, then the prices go up, and then people can't afford the prices because they're bigger prices than the prices that they were before. And as we all know, as Americans, that has an effect on everything in our day-to-day lives that involve prices.
She's not going to be president. She can't do it. She can't do it.
Yeah, I don't know if this is, I think this is recent-ish, but I also feel like I've seen this a long time ago. So I haven't seen when this comes from exactly. I don't know if it's from recent or when she was pretending to be retardeter than she actually is back during Joe Biden's regime. I'm still sticking by that. That Kamala was at least playing up the retardation a little bit under Joe Biden because she's like, I can't. They told her you can't show this guy up. You gotta tone it down. She's like, I didn't start very high. They're like, I know it's gonna be rough. You're gonna have to talk about space, and Ukraine is just a little country, and inflation is just bigger dollars than other dollars. Yeah, we live in a time of just, I don't know, retarded elitists that are just making it up as they go. Oh, we've got a little Kiefer on the show now.
Yeah,
Kiefer.
he's been barking his ass off. That's why I'm hitting the mute button. He's very needy.
He could sense the Kamala Harris playing through your headphones.
Oh, yeah.
And it drove him mad.
He's not a fan.
Yeah, the shrill, high-pitched noises hurt his ears.
You don't like those cackles.
Now, enough with those cackles. Let's get back to Chase and Cop, because something else happened this last week. Dave, the Libertarian Party presidential candidate Chase Oliver, known to some as Chelsea Oliver, was in a debate. He was finally included in a debate. Did you hear about this, Dave? No.
Was it free and equal?
No.
Was that one?
No.
Oh. No, who's this? Oh, Reason.
Yeah,
I did hear about that.
Yeah,
Or
Soho
the
Forum.
Soho Forum.
Yeah, Reason, Soho. Did you hear who he was debating?
No.
Exactly. Yes.
Did he crush this guy who nobody knows?
Absolutely obliterated him, and we're going to get into that right now. So I'm reading the title here. Famed economist Arthur, or this is the description. Famed economist Arthur Laffer debates LP presidential candidate Chase Oliver. So, Chase Oliver debated an economist that you've never heard of during his presidential candidacy, or presidential whatever campaign. And do you know? Did you hear what the topic of discussion was, Dave? What the debate was about?
I think it was something along the lines of, like, is Trump better, the most? No, I can't remember. Something about, is Trump the better choice or something?
Is Donald Trump the best choice? Now, this is the guy, Arthur, for the foe that Chase Oliver decided was worth his time as the presidential candidate. You remember when he was too busy to go on Tim Pool or debate Jeremy Kauffman? You remember when Dave Smith offered for him to come on his show? You remember, like, I don't know, all the I mean, he did have his high points, like the what was it? The farm festival picnic or whatever the fuck. But he's turned down some really, I don't know, notable opportunities to discuss his policies on very large platforms. This is one of the bigger libertarian platforms, that's for sure. But there's something about a presidential candidate taking the time out of his day to debate a non-presidential candidate about whether or not a different presidential candidate is the best choice. There's something about Chase Oliver's name not even being included in the title of this debate that he is a part of as a presidential candidate on a libertarian platform. Didn't even feel the need to say should it be Trump or Chase Oliver? No, it wasn't that. It's just about, is Donald Trump fit to be the next president? So this guy, Arthur, first off, I got to say, Dave, I assume you didn't see any of this since you didn't know it existed like everybody else.
No.
Okay. This guy, Arthur, nice guy, decent human, seems like. He's got a lot of good points, I think. Very boring, and this entire ordeal was quite dull. But there were just a couple things that I wanted to point out. But before we get into anything, just keep in mind, just imagine Donald Trump. Donald Trump gets challenged by somebody you've never heard of, who just is an economist, who is like, I think that Kamala Harris is better fit to be president. And Donald Trump agreed to go do that debate against this nobody guy. And then the title of the debate wasn't, is Donald Trump more fit to be president than Kamala Harris? It's, is Kamala Harris the most fit to be president? Donald Trump's name is left out of the debate entirely. Does that seem odd to you? Does something about this just seem really sad and pathetic that the Libertarians didn't even include their own guy's name in the debate, the only debate that he has had an opportunity to do? Am I onto something here? Am I losing my mind, Dave?
No, bro, it's the most makeshift campaign that the Libertarian Party has probably had since the 80s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just a complete shell. They have no people, no good people, no good people, none. There are no good libertarians on there. And just like numbers wise, they're not raising money. They're not doing anything. They're not doing anything cool. They're not inspiring anybody.
They gave themselves 8% in their own poll.
Oh my God. And they paid for it.
Yeah.
Running campaigns to like put Chase in a helicopter to conquer his fears. And you're going to go to New York, travel to New York on, this is like, look, man, like most Libertarian Party presidential candidates, it's from dudes who take advantage to like raise their own profile and like later go on to like become a fellow at some place or, like whatever, start a podcast or something, like whatever, parlay your energy somewhere else. And I think that's what maybe Chase is hoping that he can do. I'm sure Termat is. He spent $200,000 to be a vice presidential candidate for the Libertan Party. So I'm sure they want to get a return on their investment. So Chase is out here building up his profile to the best of his ability. But yeah, totally weird proposition. I'm a little bit actually surprised at Gene for that being the debate topic.
Well, it gets worse, Dave. For one, Gene is a very old man, and I have nothing against the man, but he doesn't.
No,
help
he's
with
great.
He doesn't help with the optics of this, and we'll find out in a little bit. But before that, here's just a little snippet.
The last one I want to get, and again, remember, I'm an economist, and this is why I'm voting for the president, although I do love Chase, by the way, just for the record. I do. The Supreme Court.
Strong opponent.
And I don't want
Your opponent loves you already, so
You're really great. You're really
smashing
great.
debate. Yep, very crucial debate when your opponent loves you.
talk about the Supreme Court picks on terms of social issues or anything, but what they have done in bringing down the regulatory bodies in the U.S. and depriving them from making rules and regulations on their own, I think is pretty impressive. So from my standpoint, I'm voting for Trump, and it's purely because of economics, and these policies to me are the keys. And with that, I would like to say thank you very much for giving me a chance to talk.
Now again, Gene in a wheelchair with a blanket over him as a very old man moderator. God bless him.
Oh man, yeah.
But just from an optics standpoint for the Libertan president candidate to be in this position, it's just thing after thing, and it's not the best look, I wouldn't say.
No.
Let's see what Gene has to say.
He's awesome, but yeah.
Chase Oliver, you get the full 15 minutes to respond to the argument just made. Chase, take it away.
The first thing I do want to say is, if you have not noticed, I am not the octogenarian in this debate stage. I'm quite a bit younger. I know you're turning, you said 84 in 2 days. I'm turning 39 in 6 days, so I'm got a little
What
bit
the
of the
fuck?
experience edge is going to go.
What?
Oh my God! There's an old man and an older man, and you're like, these people are old. I am young. Winner.
To start out, Gene, thanks for having me, you old fucking bastard in a wheelchair with your
Right.
blanket.
Did you
very
guys
young
see
and
how quickly
spry.
I got up here to the podium? It was very quick.
I didn't even need to limber up. I just got up and walked. How does that feel?
Go
Amazing.
to Dr. Laffer here. But why am I here? First, I think we need to get a couple of things out of the way. I don't think we're arguing here of who is the most likely candidate to be elected president. I think if we did, both of us might be wrong based on what current polling is right now.
You see how Chase Oliver turns it into about him. But the title is still, is Donald Trump the best choice? It's not, is Donald Trump the best choice over Chase Oliver? It's, is Donald Trump the best choice over everybody? So regardless of the outcome of this, whatever the poll is at the end, regardless of the outcome, all Chase is doing is talking people out of voting for Trump. If the poll comes back and he talks more people out of voting for Donald Trump, do you think that they're all going to go to Chase Oliver instead? Like the next best option on most people's minds is Donald Trump, then Chase Oliver. Dave, I think you're muted.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't say anything. But no,
Okay.
obviously that's not what he's doing. Well, Tim Walz, very appealing, very libertarian. So-
Very libertarian.
Siphoning
And
off those
Kamala Harris is I mean, to my fellow libertarians, she is the obvious choice because
Right.
Trump's bad. Now let's get whoever this guy is. Let's get his opinion on Donald Trump.
I don't think we're talking about, who is who's the best person to take on Kamala Harris.
We're not.
I think
We're
if we
only
were
talking
arguing
about
that,
Donald
there
Trump.
might be a different story. Here we're arguing over who would be the best choice for president. Your choice doesn't mean who's going to win. It means who has the best policies, who do we think would put the best ideas forward leading in Washington, D.C. I would argue that would be me. Obviously, I'm running for president.
And that's when Gene Epstein was like, wait, what? Who's this guy?
We should have included that in the title.
Oh, shit. Oh, well. Nobody would know him if I put it in the title anyway. Nobody knows his name. Now, speaking of nobody knowing his name, let's just go ahead and move right on to the next clip.
Trade. And the one point I made otherwise to him one day, I said, how can anyone who imported 2 foreign wives not be a free trader? He did not think that was funny.
I thought that was funny.
5 minutes rebuttal from you, Chelsea. Take it away.
What? Based, Gene.
Dave, this happened 3 times minimum in this, where he called him Chelsea.
Awesome.
I don't know what this is. I wasn't listening to it for any reason. I was just like trying to, see what was going on in the world, what was going on with the Chase campaign. And I'm just like, got it playing in the background while I'm working on other shit. And Chelsea, take it away. And I'm like, was that shade? What is happening? Like, is Gene losing it? Or does he literally have no idea who the candidate in his own party is that is running for president, who is sitting next to him on the stage?
Did Chase never correct him?
No. He said Chelsea 3 times over the span of like an hour, and
Awesome.
And he was never corrected. But watch this again. Watch Chase Oliver and his response to his new name. So we've got Libertan president or vice president candidate cop, and now we've got Chelsea Oliver. So we don't even have to make these names up. They're kind of doing it on their own.
He did not think that was funny.
Watch
5
Chase.
minutes rebuttal from you, Chelsea. Take it away.
So,
It's like,
on the
okay.
argument of free trade,
Yeah. So he just laughs it off and moves on, which he does at least 2 more times in this thing. So
Amazing.
if you're not familiar with Gene Epstein, he shows up at like all the events, all the pork fests at the very least, and all the Liberty forums and different things. He's been a staple in the libertarian community for a very long time, and these Soho forums have been around for a very long time and have built quite a following. And the guy who runs it for the Libertarians misnamed the presidential candidate of the Libertarian Party 3 times as the Libertarian presidential candidate was debating somebody that you've never heard of about whether or not Donald Trump should be the best presidential candidate or the best for president. And Chase Oliver's name, not only is it not mentioned in the title or much in the description or in the subject matter, the guy who put on the debate doesn't know his name. We're doing great.
But that I'm gonna give. Man, I hate to do it, but that could be that. Not so much that Chase is unknown, but that Gene is getting old.
Dave, you
dealing with-
ageist prick.
I'm just saying.
Anti-Semitic ageist prick.
But here, you know what? If Chase can't be a man and correct somebody who calls him Chelsea 3 times, 80,
More commonly
90
a
years
woman's
old or
name than a
not.
man's name, too. So,
Right. Sir, my name is Chase. I'm a presidential candidate. Sir, put some
Excuse
respect
me.
on my name.
Yeah, it's not that he didn't put respect on his name. It's that he didn't know his name. But, yeah, who knows? Who knows? Gene's getting up there in age. God bless him for keeping it going, even if he has to have an old man blanket over him in a wheelchair. Which it did seem, it looked like he had a boot on, so it might not be anything other than I don't know the story behind how he hurt his leg or what have you. But, yeah, Gene is a good guy. From all of my experiences. But so to wrap that up, so this comes from Chase Oliver in the aftermath of this very crucial debate. He says, "The Soho Forum debate results from tonight. Thank you, Soho and Arthur, for a great debate tonight. The results are, among the candidates actively running for president in November, Donald Trump is the best choice." That's the concept. Donald Trump is the best choice is the only part of this concept. The yeses went from, they changed 2.63%. They went from 21.93 to 24.56. So a little bit of a bump on the yeses for Donald Trump being the best. For the no votes that Donald Trump is not the best, that bumped up 21.93%. And for the undecideds, they went down from 30.7% to 6.14% for a negative 24.56%. So, congratulations, Chase Oliver. You did it. You beat whoever the fuck that was, to the extent that you convinced everybody that, at least they're not voting for Trump now. Now, it just so happens that there's, 2 to 3 to 5 other candidates in the running around the same level as you at this point. But as libertarians on a libertarian platform about a libertarian debate with libertarians talking about libertarian things, we'll just go ahead and assume that everybody who's no longer voting for Trump is voting for Chase Oliver. Because that's what we do. We just pretend like that's a win, even though his name is nowhere in the libertarian debate headline. But Dave, you got any thoughts on this?
It's just so sad. And again, I'm like, dude, I have a lot to blame, not to blame, but like, I mean, just so much wasted energy on this, on this. Like if you're not going to really do it right, like really run a radical campaign where it's not about, oh, on day one in the White House when I'm in the office, like, oh my God, we're playing this game still?
Right.
Like who's the best choice as if you're a choice?
Right.
You're not a choice. You're at the fucking kids table.
You're not even the third largest. You can't even say that you're the third largest party anymore. And the third largest party that's beating you isn't even a party. It's just a dude, and he beat your whole party.
Yeah, dude. I just again, this isn't. I don't know. I don't know what I thought that we should use the party apparatus to propagandize and like spread the message. That was like my biggest hope for the party.
Smith, that would be the goal, is to
the
spread the message and propagandize people. And right now we've got, do you know why some libertarians say that taxation is theft? Because taxation is theft. That's the propaganda that we've been given, and that is why I personally feel, as stated in the headline of this episode, that you should not vote for the Libertarian Party presidential candidate, no matter how libertarian you are, because why?
But
just
don't.
why?
It feels like they are playing libertarian politicians, both of them. Like Mike Termott has been playing dress up for 3 years.
Yeah.
He is a grown man who spent $200,000 to play dress up and go around to all the state affiliates for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And now, just so that he can do shit like this. But even Chase fears being his authentic self. So he dresses in khakis and like stuff that he thinks a presidential candidate should do and comb his hair to the side like a presidential candidate would. It's just so dumb. It's so dumb.
Be your true self, Chase. Why are you scared?
Right.
Why
I mean,
isn't this your campaign ad?
Right. Went from 100 to 0 real quick.
Yep.
I don't know.
Suddenly he's friends with everybody, and he was less product in his hair than he has since he was a toddler. Now, in conclusion on that topic, vote for whoever the fuck you want, because it doesn't fucking matter, obviously. Sure. But as libertarians, I assume we've got a lot of libertarians, a lot of libertans that watch the show. I wouldn't imagine anybody else would be interested in this except for the great libertans of this great nation. If you are a libertan, it's because you value the protest. You know that the system is broken. You know that the way that things are is fucked up, and it turns out that it might just so happen that even smaller government bodies can get fucked up and, at the very least, waste a whole lot of time and resources convincing you that there is any chance, any snowball's chance in hell of this campaign that supported, we didn't even get into all the stuff that played in the NOTA ad, but the masking, the vaxxing, the trans kids, all the stuff. Like, yes, he's good on war. He's good on a lot of libertarian topics. And he's, on paper, he's a pretty libertarian guy. I'm not going to pretend like he's not. But somebody who goes with the narrative so easily that he's been duped, at the very least. He's been duped on many occasions. What is the protest there? Is it any better than Joe Jorgensen being bland? Is it any better than Gary Johnson being bland? Joe Jorgensen was kind of the same. And now we've got the first millennial candidate for president, because that's a win. Because you're young, they're old. I'm young. Sorry, Gene Epstein, but I'm one of these young whippersnappers who's got it all together and knows what's going on in the world. Young doesn't make you smarter. Young makes you probably more susceptible to being brainwashed by the young modern culture that is created by the old people in the positions of power right now that have clearly duped Chase Oliver into believing some stupid things. So if we are a protest vote, can we at least protest what we've been given on our small government level? Can we protest that? I don't need you to. If you feel inclined to vote for Chase Oliver, yeah, he's one of the lesser of the many, many evils that are out there. But still, if you're not feeling it, I'm going to say the same thing that I said for Jo Jorgensen when I didn't vote for her after working on her campaign. Don't vote for. I'm going to say the same thing that Jo Jorgensen said that convinced me not to vote for her. Don't vote for anybody that you don't believe in. And if you don't believe in Chase Oliver, if you don't think that he's the messenger that you want the message to be, then you should send a message to the Libertarian Party. This is not good enough. I don't know. I know that there were people saying this last time when we got Jo Jorgensen. I'm sure there were people screaming the time before that when we got Gary Johnson. But it's still not good enough, and it's not going to be good enough, and there's no value in pushing a candidate that you don't agree with, let alone voting for him. So if there's somebody you got to weigh out the value of your vote. Yes, it means almost nothing. It's probably a protest. Now, does Chase Oliver give you enough of a protest that is in alignment as what you're getting, or as what you're looking for? Or is somebody else who might actually win, are they giving you anything? Because Chase Oliver's not going to win either way. Somebody else might win, and they might give you a couple things. And I'm not pushing you to vote for Donald Trump, but he is the one that has been giving, or has been saying the most things that are more in alignment with libertarian principles, no matter what Joshua Reed Equals says. But vote for the person who sucks the least. And I mean, between Kamala Harris and Chase Oliver, they both suck a lot. That's a dick joke right there, just for ease of tension mid-rant. But vote for the person who sucks the least. And yes, it might be Chase Oliver, and you should vote for Chase Oliver if you believe in him more than the others. But if you think that it has more value to vote for Chase Oliver than it does to send a message that Chase Oliver is not. Like, what good is it to put a guy out there that is not preaching the message that you're looking for? The Libertarian Party is currently, even in all of its shambles, pushing Donald Trump to be more libertarian. I would say probably to some extent pushing Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, and all these other people to, like, Joe Biden letting Assange to some degree walk. There are libertarian values that are trickling out into the zeitgeist right now, and Chase Oliver is not the messenger for it. So... and Chase Oliver has nothing to do with how we've gotten to the point that these messages are trickling out into the zeitgeist. People like Dave Smith, Ron Paul, and countless others have done that. I give zero credit to Chase Oliver. Well, maybe not zero, but as far as like the grand scheme of things, why Tucker Carlson, why Candace Owens, why different people are like, we should think about this a little bit deeper and a little bit more thoughtfully. It's not Chase Oliver avoiding interviews. It's Dave Smith taking interviews, whether he's the candidate or not. So if you don't like Chase Oliver, don't vote for Chase Oliver. I think that's the point that I'm trying to make here, because if you vote for Chase Oliver just because he's the libertarian guy, next time we get the next Chase Oliver, or we just get Chase Oliver again. So I guess my fullest, most libertarian stance is fuck it all. Don't vote because it doesn't matter anyway. But if you're going to protest something that actually fucking matters. Dave, you got any thoughts? Dave, you can't come back from that rant on mute, for fuck's sake.
Epic rant, Jesus.
God.
You don't want to hear my dog barking, bro. Yeah, the problem, there's so many, but I'm so much more driven to people who are dissidents. Right? Chase is not a dissident. Chase is enough of a regime stooge, whether he knows it or not. So I don't care. It's great to be around people who agree with you on all the libertarian stuff, but it's not as important to be good on tax policy or good on whatever, have the right immigration stance, if you are a stooge of the regime. If you are not willing to say the things that are that need to be said at the moment, you are of no use to me, even if you like will say that taxation is theft, and that's true.
Yeah.
If you can't say the brave stuff that Dave is saying and that Candace Owens is saying, and like in the moment, you're not, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
You can't do anything, and that's what I was trying to get at with, like, I'm not sure what we can do with this. Why we need a Libertarian Party candidate right now, because this guy and his running mate are unable to do, the very function of that job, which is to like say the truth.
Yeah.
And there's no dissident candidate right now. Thanks, Chase. Like, you stole the protest vote from us. That's why people are pissed, because you're a cuck of the regime. It's not because people are homophobic. I've literally performed gay weddings before.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I drive a Prius,
I've filmed
motherfucker.
gay weddings before.
Gayest car ever. But
I've got a gay friend.
Yeah, I got mad gay friends.
I've had a gay
exactly.
president. I've had a
Right,
gay
man.
black president even.
Exactly. Right. Telling me you sucked more dick, smoked more crack than Obama? I doubt it.
No chance.
We were cool with the no chance. We were cool
You
with
ain't that libertarian.
That's not it. That's not it. It's because you are cucked to the regime and you don't even know it, and that's why you can't lead. So.
Yeah. Well, that was fun. We do have a couple more things to get into. That should have been the end of it, but I know that there were some people who were here for another topic entirely, and we've made them wait this long, but I did not bury the chase and cop lead until the very end. We did get to that, thankfully, before everybody bailed or slit their wrists. But now I'm looking for the very important outro to this. Here we go. This has been Chase and Cop.
Chase. Chase. Chase, 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 chase.